I'm Kathy Burns here, and I'm with David Woodruff, and he is with Genesis Films. And the reason that I wanted to talk to David, welcome David.
Thank you.
Is because I think that videos are so important today, obviously, because that's what we're doing. And he's in my B&I group, and I just see so many opportunities for small businesses to be able to benefit from utilizing a video in their business. So today I just wanted to talk to David and kind of get a feel for small business videos, like different ones that you've worked with, and maybe kind of give us a feel for some of the clients that you've worked with, and just talk about small business videos, period.
Sure. So yeah, small business videos are important. I think at a minimum, it would be great to have, if you have, I'm assuming you have a website, most businesses do these days, of course. So at a minimum, just a welcome video and something with a personal face, not an actress or actor that you hired, but either the owner of the business, if it's a small business, or it could be somebody who you feel is an attractive and presentable spokesperson,
right,
for the video. But yeah, definitely that would be probably the starting place.
Right. And I think that everybody is so afraid of how much it's going to cost. And
Right.
I've heard you talk at B&I, and when you'll quote out a special that you're doing this month, I'm like, oh my gosh, every one of you go sign up right away, because it's a lot of work to create a video. The editing that's involved, bringing all the camera, and I've
Right.
seen the ones that you've done, and they're impressive, and I think it's a bargain. And we talk about the cost versus the value, because today, don't you agree that people are just on their phones and they're looking at the videos? And
Yeah, absolutely. And there's, yeah, we see it and we know it and we feel it. There's stats to support it as well.
Mhm.
Mark Zuckerberg has been quoted as, in 2019, I think it is, 80 to 90% of Facebook content will be video, and they gear their algorithms towards that. They've taken
Right.
away from the basic post or the text or the picture, and they've geared everything towards video.
yes,
So,
and you'll see it like on Facebook, obviously with Facebook Live and videos and stuff. People don't even listen to the sound anymore,
Right.
but Facebook allows it for the captions,
Yeah.
so that you can read what they're saying or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's really, I think you kind of touched on this before, of the emotion that it feels. So you want to touch
Right.
like, how do you design your videos?
Sure. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that sets us apart is that I've got the technical knowledge, but I also have the creative side, and that's really what drives my passion. And more so, kind of diving into that, is the element of stories. We all connect to other people through stories, through
Yes.
personal stories. And every business has a story, and every business owner has a story, and that's what's going to connect with their potential customers. So it's very important for me as a business owner. So for me, it's like dual levels, because when I go to talk to a business owner about creating a project for them, I'm making sure that they're the hero of the story, and I'm being a guide for them. And then as we create that video, we want to portray that they're the guide for their customers.
Right.
So it's kind of a two-level thing, but that's probably the most important filter that I use currently, just when I'm creating the concept for a video or a story.
Well, I saw one that you did a while back for, what was it, Lake Norman screen printing.
Yeah.
And what I loved about that was it wasn't just a video of them at work or an interview like this is.
Right.
It was the story.
Yeah.
It was the story of the presses. It was the story of the workers actually sitting at their desk and the owner talking on the phone. And it was the story of the company.
Right.
And first you have to relate to the business, and that's what your passion is, and your ability is to help people connect where they even want to go to the next step of checking out the prices and seeing how that company's going to work for them, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not the guy that goes out there and does like your cable TV commercial where it's like special today, blah, 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 but there's more. But yeah, it's that first level. You've got to make that emotional connection, because there's just a sea of information and messages that's hitting us and bombarding us all day long. And the ones that stick are the ones that emotionally grab you.
Right. So the stories are really important. And I know you're working with a charity. What was the name of the?
Well, yeah, one of the charities, local charities I've been able to help out is the Community Pregnancy Center of Lake Norman. They've got 2 locations now, one down in Huntersville and one in Mooresville. I've done their banquet videos, I think, for about at least 9 years in a row now, and it's just, we have it on a cycle. It's every May, and she calls me up, and we put together a story for that. And that's I feel,
story that you're kind of doing? Is it a particular mother, or is it?
Yeah, generally, Jean Mims, the executive director, she'll come up with the concept, and then I'll just help her. She's a good concept person, and then I help to craft the actual story, and I do the interviewing and put it all together. But that's been a great success in my eyes, just because I can see the immediate results of the video being a key component of the banquet when they do their fundraising banquet every year, and then she'll give me the report of, we raised, whatever it was, X amount of thousands of dollars. And I feel like I've been able to, be a small part to help that, because I know for sure that, that the people there are connecting because of that story of that mother on the screen.
Do you think, like in that particular case, are they marketing it like on social media ahead of time to get people to buy the tickets, and then they're also playing that at the banquet, or is it?
No, so the video is just shown at the banquet.
Okay.
And they sell, they try to sell tables, kind of your typical charity fundraising banquet.
Sure.
But it's always been a great success.
So the story is basically told at the banquet, which everybody's watching, and now it's time to do the silent auction or something.
Right. And normally they'll have the mother there live, and then she'll do like a follow-up little interview with her just to kind of get more details.
Right. So I think it's really important for people to understand how important video is in multi-levels. It is for the small business owner. It's for realtor teams like ourselves or individual real estate companies that want to get their image out of what sets them apart.
Right.
And with real estate today, David doesn't do the virtual tours or the drone shots necessarily like that. That's not his niche in the business, but really portraying the team or that agent's, which makes that agent special. That's kind of your ability to do, because people want to work with people they know, like, and trust.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what these videos are doing. So it's a big reason for it. So what's kind of driven you behind all of this? I know people have jobs, but I think there's a passion with you on this.
Yeah, and I think, it's kind of that example of the Community Pregnancy Center. It's when I know that I'm helping a cause or a business grow, that's what really fuels me, is not just, I love to do it and I love the toys and gadgets, but if it was just that, I wouldn't have a full-time vocation doing it. It would just be a hobby. So I really like when it comes full circle and I can see those results and help people. And with Ben Baker with Lake Norman Screen Printing Factory, I think, like a week after he put the video on Facebook, it had like 7,000 views. So for me, that's successful.
It's very rewarding,
so,
yes.
Yeah,
you feel like you did a good job, because you don't get those kinds of numbers if it hadn't. Now, obviously, you're sharing it with other people, and that's all part of it, because Ben's a good promoter himself.
Yeah.
But he didn't just put it in one spot, and that's a good point. It was on his website, it was on his Facebook. He asked people to share it. A lot of us shared it as well, and that is exactly how you get leverage. So I think that's important too. Is there anyone you'd like us to know, like who's an ideal client for you? Who are you looking to?
Besides the real estate, and just a quick mention on the real estate side with one woman who is kind of like a one-woman shop, I think. She did something really smart, which was adding value to her potential customers, brought in her contractor, and we shot for about 2 hours, and then we had 6 separate videos that we could roll out over time of, what do you do about your crawl space, or things to think about for repairs or remodeling, and different subjects that you want to think about, even if you're not selling your home. Just good homeowner tips. So that was really smart. So besides that, a lot of my good contacts come through people who are in the digital marketing space. So,
and what does that mean, digital marketing space?
So it's people who help you with, right now it's like the social, it's that catchphrase of social media. We help you with your
agent experts media. With Elizabeth. Is that kind of
Yep. So I can name a couple of them. There's Bonnie Miner with WordJack up in the Mooresville area, and then another guy, Social Paragon, just moved to town from Salt Lake City. So there's, and then Hammerseed. I've done work with those 3 that are in the local area.
So you kind of collaborate together, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so they've got obviously a roster of clients, and then those clients, besides website and blogs and social media posts, they can, one of the things they can check off is, yeah, I'd like a company video.
Sure.
So then they contact me and act as, you know, my little broker for all
Right.
their clients. So
Well, that's awesome.
that works out well.
Yes. So I just want to say, David, thank you so much for being here. I really
Of course.
appreciate this insight, and I think it'll really be helpful for a lot of businesses. It's a passion of mine, marketing is, and I so strongly believe in video, and I'm constantly saying to the people in our B&I group, hire David, get it out there, people, because I know how strongly it can affect a business. I mean, 7,000 hits, I got to believe that Ben, in that short period of time, he got noticed, he got business as a result of it.
Right.
So the cost versus the value of it, and it's not expensive, believe me, people. It's not expensive, and the reward is just, it's ongoing. You know,
Right.
and I think that it would mean hire David again for another one, a different version of it, like that agent did that did a series of them. I think that was just brilliant.
Yeah, and I'll touch on that just as we close in that cost versus value. So, for instance, the magazine ad, that's only going to last maybe a month.
Yes.
And I'm not saying only do video. You've got to, you know, spread out your marketing efforts. But if you look at the actual cost, I know those are very expensive, or billboards, or there's different mediums that you know, have a limited shelf space, so
Right.
to speak. And video can live on. It can be repurposed. Instagram,
Right.
Facebook,
LinkedIn.
constant contact, LinkedIn, YouTube. So there's a
Right.
lot of different legs, and you can, you know, revise it without having to reshoot the whole thing. So there's a lot of
Yes.
ways we can bring value and stretch the value of that.
Yes, I think it's awesome, and I really appreciate you coming here today, David.
Absolutely.
It was great.